Producing over 500 hours per week of talk radio, GCN Live is a world leader in talk radio. Archives for the following program can be found at gcnlive.com.
What is up, friends? Good morning. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural and nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable. And you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is always a healing system. It's always a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, without doctors, without drugs, without pharmacists, without insurance companies, without government intervention, and without Obamacare. It does it on its own, and while some folks may call that renewing system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. Let us help you change your life today. Let us help you change the lives of your loved ones and your friends today. Let us help you get on a good nutritional supplement program, wean yourself off your prescription drugs, and begin to feel better today. Give us a call at 855-660-4261. We welcome your phone calls. If you have a success story you want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261 is your number. If you have questions about the longevity products or the longevity business, 855-660-4261 is your number on The Bright Side. You can also call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. If you want to join the Bright Side Ben team, make yourself a little money selling longevity products, helping spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can make some money changing lives for the better. You can make some money helping people feel better. Call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Offer a one-time $10 fee. They can give you the details. You can also head over to my website, brightsideben.com, and take a look at you can take a look at our shopping cart, or you can click on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com, just under the shopping cart. Okay, if you're interested in joining us on our weekly phone calls, myself and Dixie Sedgwick do phone calls once a week on various health subjects. The dial-in number is 605-562-3140. Participant access code 444-973-pound. If you want to be notified of our YouTube videos, myself and health coach Amanda Rideout do YouTube videos once a week on skincare subjects. We cover some longevity products as well. We'll cover various miscellaneous health subjects, in addition to being mostly about skin. We're talking about acne, the 7 different types of acne. Unbeknownst to most people who have not heard me speak before, there's actually 7 different types of acne. This is one of the reasons why most acne remedies, most acne treatments, most acne prescription medication or over-the-counter medications really are very ineffective, even though they might be temporarily effective. Excuse me. They're not long-term. They're not effective in the long term because you can't really address the biochemical breakdown that is occurring inside the body by using a cream or a potion or a lotion. That's the problem with most acne remedies. That's why acne remedies typically don't work, even though you may get some superficial appearance-type benefits. In any case, we're talking about the 7 different types of acne, myself and Amanda. If you want to be notified when these YouTubes come out, send an email to ben@ksco.com, and we'll put you on the list. We just finished up yesterday, 2 days ago, just finished up part 2. Part 2, which is actually type 1 acne, so-called male hormone acne. And speaking of male hormone acne, we're talking zinc on the bright side. I love this mineral, zinc. It's important for so many different things in the body, but not the least of which is its relevance and importance for skin. If you've ever used calamine lotion, you've explored the powers, the healing properties of zinc. Calamine lotion is largely made up of zinc, a special kind of zinc silicate, if you must know, the kind for you chemistry buffs out there. Zinc oxide is well known for being effective skin treatment for diaper rash, for burns, for irritations of all kinds. And of course, zinc in the form of zinc oxide is tremendously protective against the sun in a non-toxic fashion. Zinc oxide is so cool that not only does it protect you from the sun, it heals sunburn also. Anytime you have an ingredient that's going to heal your skin, in addition to protecting your skin, that's an ingredient you want. In fact, those are the only ingredients you want. This is my big beef with skincare. And you guys know I've been in the skincare business for many years as a formulator and as a clinician, working in the laboratory, working clinically with patients, doing all kinds of research. That's the thing about people in the skincare business. How many people who are making skincare products actually are in the laboratory making the skincare products? How many people who are selling you skincare products are actually lab rats or clinicians or academicians studying the ins and outs via academic research of how the skin works and what the skin is and how it interacts with the skincare ingredients? Not a lot of folks, certainly not a lot of folks with all three of those, that cover all three of those bases. And that's why I feel like I'm uniquely situated in the world of skincare to be ticked off about skincare products in the skincare business. In any case, if your skincare product isn't going to heal a burn, that's probably a skincare product that you don't want to use, in my opinion. That's probably a skincare product that's only going to have a superficial effect, if any effect. On the other hand, if you have an ingredient that's going to heal your wounds, like zinc oxide or zinc, that's an ingredient that you want to look for. And in the case of zinc, you also get sun protection benefits. Zinc is also tremendously protective against liver poisoning. 30% of Americans, a third of Americans are dealing with fatty liver disease. You can think of the liver as your security guard that permits or doesn't permit things to get into the blood. Once the liver starts to break down, things get into the blood and you're off to the disease races. Zinc is very protective against liver poisoning, liver toxicity. It can protect the liver from the toxic burden of pharmaceutical drugs. We talked about this yesterday, how pharmaceutical drugs have toxic effects that aren't side effects. They're just the effects of the body's need to process and detoxify, to decontaminate itself from medicines. Aside from the side effects, those don't show up. The standard generic detoxification of a prescription drug that has to occur doesn't show up as a side effect or as an adverse effect, but it does show up as a load on your liver. Take zinc. Anybody on a prescription drug, in my opinion, is nuts if they're not using zinc 50 milligrams a day. I think everybody's crazy if they're not using zinc 50 milligrams a day. But certainly if you're abusing your body in any way with prescription drugs, with sugar, or anything else for that matter. Zinc's protective against hepatitis C. If you have hepatitis C, the odds are pretty good you're deficient in zinc. That's according to an article that was published in the Comprehensive Reviews of Food Science and Food Safety earlier this year. Hepatitis C and zinc deficiency go hand in hand, and that is not a surprise. If you know about zinc and you know about the liver and you know about hepatitis C and you know how powerful zinc is, not just for the liver but for the immune system, it makes a lot of sense that deficiencies in zinc would be associated with hepatitis C. And if you're diabetic or if you're pre-diabetic, and that again is huge, vast numbers of Americans, 100 million Americans are diabetic or pre-diabetic, 1 out of 3. So if you're listening out there, chances are pretty good that's you, diabetic or pre-diabetic. It doesn't matter what your doctor tells you about the scores. I hear people all the time saying things like, well, I had my blood tested and I'm not a diabetic according to my doctor. Horse hockey, baloney. You can't go by those tests. Almost everybody past the age of 35 or 40 can assume that if they're not diabetic, they're pre-diabetic. If they're not diabetic, they're on the road to diabetes, and it doesn't matter what your blood tests say. If you have hypoglycemia, dysglycemia, messed up blood sugar, you want to make sure you're leveraging zinc. 50 milligrams a day. You're taking advantage, exploiting the powers of this super mega important mineral, one of the most important minerals and nutrients in general for sugar metabolism. Diabetes and whacked out blood sugar increase the rate at which zinc is used up. So if you're not supplementing with zinc, or at least eating large amounts of zinc-containing foods like seeds and meats and organ meats and high-protein foods, the chances are pretty darn good, nearly 100%, that you're going to be deficient. You think that's important? You better believe it's important. Especially for the immune system, by the way, especially if you're thinking about Ebola. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. If you're in the upstate New York area, hope to see you next Tuesday, October 21st, 7 p.m. at the Century Manor Grill House, 401 East State Street in Olean, New York, which is about 90 minutes south of Buffalo. As I did my research yesterday, because I'm going to be driving from Buffalo to Olean, New York next Tuesday. Looking forward to that. We're doing a health seminar for my friend Jonathan Smith, certified fitness trainer. Give him a call, 646-258-0148. Seating is limited, and it is starting to fill up. So please give him a call if you're interested. If you're in the upstate New York area, Jonathan Smith, 646-258-0148. We're going to talk about Ebola and government control and nutrition, of course, the 8 chapters of good nutrition, lots of good stuff. I'm going to be staying there, so I'm going to be talking a long time. I'll stay there as long as I'll be staying in the hotel, the Century Manor Grill House. So I will be talking as long as you want me to talk. I will talk. And as long as you got questions, I will be there answering questions. So love to see you out there. That's next Tuesday, October 21st. Give Jonathan a call, 646-258-0148 for RSVP. I think he's giving away some gifts. So he wants to know how many people are going to be there, plus seating is limited. And we may need to have another room or more seats. I'm not sure how it's going to work. But let him know if you're interested. That's going to be in Olean, New York, next Tuesday, October the 21st. If you're in Tulsa, I will be doing a talk in Tulsa, Oklahoma, on the 28th. That's the following Monday. And if you're in the Tulsa area, we'd love to see you there as well. Okay, let's see. Our number today, 855-660-4261. We'll get your calls here in just a minute. Bottom of the hour. I want to finish up a little bit talking about zinc, and then I want to talk about vitamin C. I've been getting all these crazy emails about vitamin C. This one nutcase, I shouldn't say that. I don't know who he is really, but he's sending me these emails that say, warning, vitamin C can be fatal. Warning, vitamin C. What the heck? Vitamin C can be fatal? I don't know what the guy's talking about. Apparently, and it's always people selling something, but apparently it's never just hardcore science here when you hear about vitamin C and problems with vitamin C. The latest scuttlebutt is that vitamin C, because it's manufactured and because it's separated from its cofactors that are found in plants, is somehow not good for you. Baloney. Baloney. All you got to do is look it up. And any bonehead who's trying to sell you something by giving you this nonsense about vitamin C not being a real vitamin, I don't know what the heck they're getting this idea from. They don't say vitamins. They say ascorbic acid is not vitamin C, which I explained why it is vitamin C yesterday. It's true that you always want to go foods, of course, and ascorbic acid is complexed with other factors in foods, bioflavonoids especially, and it's true food is always the best way to go, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get benefits, tremendous benefits from ascorbic acid. Go get a book called How to Live Longer and Feel Better by Dr. Linus Pauling, Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling, double Nobel Prize winner, one of the greatest biochemists who ever lived, and read what he says about vitamin C or about ascorbic acid. I'm sorry. The whole point of these crazy notes, this one website, the Healthy Back Institute, the guy who writes this doesn't even have the nerve to put who he is. Maybe he does somewhere. But anyway, the whole story is that ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. It is vitamin C. It has all the effects of vitamin C, in essence. It's virtually non-toxic. I don't have any idea how anybody could think that this stuff is deadly, let alone even mildly toxic. If you're out there listening to this program and you can clue me in on what this is about, how vitamin C and ascorbic acid or somehow, or I should say how ascorbic acid somehow is toxic and problematic and doesn't have benefits. If you are out there listening and you're like, Ben, you're crazy, I want you to call me at 855-660-4261. Tell me where I'm off base here, because I don't know where I'm off base. Ascorbic acid without scurvy is by definition an element that eliminates scurvy, period. When they put ascorbic acid in the blood in high doses, not only do you not get a toxic effect, it's completely non-toxic, and I mean high doses, 50 grams, 50 grams. That's a lot of vitamin C. It's 50,000 milligrams, 50,000. Anyway, we'll talk about that tomorrow, because we're going to talk about vitamin C tomorrow. And by the way, there's a very important Ebola connection to vitamin C. We'll tell you about that tomorrow too. Okay, moving on with zinc here. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, take zinc. If you have acne, take zinc. Taking zinc out of the diet of laboratory animals can initiate skin reactions. Zinc is one of the most important, if not the most important of all skin minerals. Zinc is a component of insulin. So if you're cranking out lots of insulin, as most of us do as we get older, that's called insulin resistance, you're probably going to be deficient in zinc. The more sugar you're eating, the more zinc you're burning. So if you're eating a lot of sugar, you're probably going to be deficient in zinc. If you have acne, you're probably deficient in zinc. Hey, if you got prostate problems, this is one of the most important roles for zinc. Zinc is a major, major, major prostate protecting mineral. If you're using the ProstFX from Longevity, Dr. Wallach formulated it with some zinc in its most deluxe form. Doc's formulations are impeccable. The ProstFX is made with zinc monomethionine, which is the deluxe form of zinc. ProstFX also has selenium. That's also important for prostate health, and we find that selenium and zinc work together. They're both very important for the immune system. Other nutrients for the prostate include vitamin E and the ultimate EFA+. Saw palmetto, the herb. I'm not a big believer in saw palmetto, but there's some good literature on saw palmetto for the prostate. Beta-sitosterol or beta-sitosterol, depending on how you say it. That's another really, really cool nutrient. It's kind of a fatty nutrient for the prostate. The prostate's a fatty organ. So you want to consider prostate health issues, and they're very common. BPH, benign prostatic hypertrophy. BPH means your prostate cells are growing out of control. If you have any kind of prostate issues, you probably have an issue with fats, not surprising. We talk about this all the time. You probably also have an issue with sugar, not surprising. We talk about that all the time. And you probably have an issue with digestion in general, not surprising. We talk about that all the time. Yes, you should be using prostate-supporting nutrients, vitamin E, ultimate EFAs, zinc, selenium, maybe saw palmetto as well, beta-sitosterol or sitosterol. Absolutely. But you really want to consider the prostate to be part of the body, which means you want to take care of the entire body, which means the same things. If you're dealing with prostate health issues, you do the same thing that you do if you're dealing with acne or heart disease or high blood pressure or anything else. You focus on blood sugar and you focus on the digestive system. The prostate, like the liver, is a fatty structure, so fat digestion is especially important in fat metabolism. Lay off the fries. Lay off the processed fats. Lay off the trans fats. Lay off the fried fats. That's probably the single most important dietary strategy you could ever use if you're dealing with BPH or any kind of prostate issue or really any health issue. Lay off the fats. If you can't lay off the fats, that's telling you you need fats. If you can't lay off the French fries, that's telling you your body is craving fats. But not French fry fats. When we eat fats, they go right into the blood. When we eat sugar, when we eat protein, that gets processed a little bit, broken down a little bit. Proteins get broken down into their constituent amino acids, and sugar gets broken down into its constituent simple sugar components. But fats get used as is. They go into the blood as is, and the body attempts to make cells from the kind of fats that we're eating. That means if we're eating French fries, if our main source of fats is French fries, then we're going to have French fry cells. Do you think that's a good idea? No, it's a very bad idea. French fry cells are not good under any circumstances. Do you think French fry cells are related to disease? You better believe they are. It's all about the cell, right? All disease is cell disease, right? All right, so much more to talk about here. We'll finish up talking about prostate cancer and prostate disease and the main reason, or one of the main reasons, why all of us are zinc deficient unless we're supplementing tomorrow on The Bright Side as we continue talking prostaglandins. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back with your phone calls right after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. If you can't get enough of The Bright Side once a day, you can listen to it 24/7 on brightsideben.com. You can also check out our videos, our skincare videos. We do them once a week, myself and Amanda Rideout, health coach. Shoot me an email, ben@ksco.com. We'll get you on the email list. We're covering acne in our latest videos. We've done retinol, and we've done ALS, and all kinds of Z-radical. I don't know. We've probably done about 20 videos already. We do them every week. If you want to be notified when we do a new one, when we post a new one, send an email to ben@ksco.com. Ben at K for King, S for Sam, C for Cat, O for Oscar.com. If you are in the upstate New York area, I want to extend a personal invite to you to please come by the Century Manor Grill House, 401 East State Street in Olean, New York. Zip is 14760 if you want to MapQuest it or GPS it, 14760. It's the 21st of October, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for my friend Jonathan Smith. His phone number is 646-258-0148. The seats are filling up quickly, so please RSVP as soon as you can. 646-258-0148 is Jonathan's number. There's going to be some giveaways, and I guess he wants to know how many people are going to be out there, and love to see you. Love to see you out there if you're in the upstate New York or upstate Pennsylvania area. 646-258-0148 is Jonathan's number. And give him a call and let him know you want to come by. Hope you can make it. Okay, let's see. Time to hit our phones, 855-660-4261. What's going on, Isaac, in New York? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay for Mrs. Ben.
Do you know what Isaac means? Do you know what your name means?
Isaac. Well, the only thing I know is Isaac originated as in the Bible, Abraham being my father.
Yeah, that's right. And Abraham and Sarah, Abraham's wife Sarah, was not supposed to have any babies. And when the angel came, she was like 80 or 90 or something. When the angel came and said, Sarah, you're going to have a baby. And she was 80 years old or something, 85, I don't know. She started laughing. And Isaac actually means laughter. Because sure enough, 9 months later, praise God, she had a baby. And so she named him Laughter. And that's what Isaac means. Isn't that a cool name? Isaac, Laughter.
Oh, yeah. I recall that when I used to read my Bible. So I guess that's the reason why I like to smile a lot.
Maybe so. Good. I like that. Where are you from, Isaac?
I'm from New York.
Okay, good deal. How can we help you, my friend?
Okay, I've been having liquid bowel movements for years.
Not good.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay. Now, liquid bowel movements mean a couple things. Excuse me. They mean, number one, your body is trying to evacuate something, trying to get rid of something. It could be a bacteria, it could be a pathogen. If you've had it for a long time, it probably isn't. It's probably something you're eating on a regular basis that the body considers to be a toxin of some kind, problematic in some way, and it's the way your body is attempting to eliminate that substance. So you want to link your bowel movement, your liquid bowel movements, connect those up to some kind of food that you're eating or something you're ingesting. Nutritional supplements can sometimes do it. So anything that your body is trying to evacuate will cause loose stools or liquid bowel movements. Also, if you're not absorbing minerals, that can do it too. Sometimes that happens when people use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. They'll sometimes notice they've got liquidy bowel movements. In any case, it's your body either not absorbing or attempting to eliminate something, and you want to know what that is. Now, if you want to just dry things up a little bit, you want to start upping your intake of soluble fiber. Soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is the kind of fiber that makes things swell and absorbs water. Soluble fiber is a mushy kind of fiber that gives pears and apples and avocados their mushy kind of quality. So upping your intake of probably you want to stay away from the sweet forms of soluble fiber, but avocados are a good source of soluble fiber. Tomatoes can be a good source of soluble fiber. Potatoes can be a good source of soluble fiber. Anything that's squishy and mushy when it gets wet. Squash is a wonderful source, absolutely. Pumpkin. Anything that's kind of got a squishy, you know what I'm talking about, Isaac? Like a squishy, mushy quality. That can help absorb or mop up water. Bentonite clay can do the same thing. You might want a teaspoonful of bentonite clay. That might help. But I would be concerned about malabsorption in the sense that if you're passing foods through your body or passing nutrients through your body and eliminating them, you may be malnourished. You may not be getting your zinc. You may not be getting your magnesium. You may not be getting your B vitamins. Your nutrients may not be absorbed into the blood. You may be losing everything. So you really want to connect up what's causing these loose bowel movements, what kind of food is doing it, and then eliminate that food, and then what kind of, if it's a nutritional supplement, what kind of nutritional supplements are causing the problem, and then maybe either switch supplements or take less supplements at a time. Last thing that you might want to do is if you're not making enough stomach acid, and this is very common, or if you have an infection with a bacteria called H. pylori, which is secondary or follows malabsorption of, or I should say, poor acid secretion, not making enough acid, you may want to acidify your digestive system after meals using apple cider vinegar, or you can get something called pepsin, P-E-P-S-I-N, pepsin HCl. The ultimate enzymes will get you a little bit of acidification, and you can also have a compounding pharmacist make HCl hydrochloric acid, that stands for, HCl drops for you, and use them after meals. So number one, see if you can notice that there's certain foods that cause the problem and then eliminate those foods. Number two, if you're finding that it's related to minerals or nutrient absorption, get yourself on, start using smaller doses of those nutrients and maybe start acidifying the contents of your stomach using apple cider vinegar or HCl drops. Use the ultimate enzymes. You might want to try the Biolumin Nightly Essence. That's good for all digestive health issues. Bentonite clay might help you mop up some of that excess water, and the same is true about soluble fiber. And thanks so much for your call, Isaac. Hope we helped you out there. Jason in New York. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the bright side. Jason. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing very good. I just want to say thank you. You changed my life.
Oh, I appreciate that. What's going on? How do we? The information. I didn't personally. The information changed your life.
You're right. You led me to the way. But I used to have French fry sales too. So.
Okay, good. Tell me what you noticed. Like what? Real quickly, just what were your symptoms and what happened? What changes you made and how you're feeling better?
Well, I mean, I had a whole thing written out, but real quick is, a few years ago, I kind of developed asthma.
Okay.
I went to the doctor. The doctor couldn't really give me any reason. I mean, I was heavy all my life. I probably weighed, at that time, 250 pounds. And, this is what happens when you get older. That's what he told me. So I just had to live with it. He gave me Advair, and, that was going to be for the rest of my life, I guess. I don't know. And then I ended up hearing you on Alex. And you were talking to, I think, Aaron Dykes, who lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
And I figured I would give it a shot. I started listening to you every day. I started on a BTT. I stopped, eating lunch because I work outside. So whenever I would eat lunch, if I didn't make it, I would stop in places. And it was just,
you changed your life.
Thing to do. Right,
and now tell me what are the results?
I lost about 80 pounds in 18 months.
Praise God.
Down to 170.
That's awesome.
Asthma is gone. Asthma was gone probably a month after I started.
Praise God.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Jason. Thank you. You should send a note to your doctor. Tell him maybe he wants to listen to the program too.
Yeah, right.
Maybe he can help his patients a little more.
It's funny because I still get a letter from him because I canceled the next appointment, but I didn't cancel in time, so they send you a bill every month that you missed the appointment, and me and my wife laughed because
that's too funny. Thanks so much, Jason. Have a good day, man. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Yeah, maybe we should send his doctor a link to the bright side. Maybe his doctor can bone up on nutrition a little bit. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to the bright side on the Genesis Communication Network. We got more phone calls for you, more good health information coming up right after this. Don't go away. All right, we're back on the bright side. Dwayne in Virginia, what's cooking? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I've been listening to, about 6 months or so.
All right.
Got some good stuff. Been doing some supplements, and overall just feeling better.
All right.
Overall.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So how can we help you? How can we help you there?
The main reason I was calling, you were talking about this vitamin C issue that people are talking about. On a radio program I was listening to the other day, there was a Dr. Eric Llewellyn.
Eric Llewellyn? I'm going to look him up. Now, is he an MD?
Nutritionist is a holistic health guy from the UK.
All right. I'm skeptical right off the bat. I'm skeptical.
And
what's he saying?
Jason Berkovich from Grown by Nature. There's a supplement company called Grown by Nature.
All right.
And
so he's selling.
Were talking.
He's selling a whole food. He's selling a whole food supplement. Is that right? Like a whole food supplement? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. These whole food supplements are great, and I'm all for whole food supplements, as I've said many times. Whole foods are always the way to go. The problem is you're not going to get enough vitamin C. You're probably getting 20 milligrams of vitamin C, or maybe 30 or 40 in a dose, which isn't anywhere near enough vitamin C. Is he saying that because it has the cofactors and everything in it, it's a better product?
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
All right. Yeah, that's kind of I figured that's what they were saying. And, he's not exactly wrong either. He's just misleading. A little bit of truth is a dangerous thing in the sense that it's misleading. Yes, obviously, nobody's stupid enough to think that synthetic is better than natural. Of course it's not. The problem is you're not going to get the vitamin C you need in a whole food supplement. And to go around telling people that ascorbic acid without scurvy, because it cures scurvy, is somehow a problem, is just dirty pool. And somebody ought to tell Eric Llewellyn well and to have a little trace of humanity in them and stop. It's already confusing enough for people. To throw out more confusion because you want to sell some of your product is just not fair. But thank you for sharing that, Dwayne. I appreciate that. I'm going to do my research on that.
One more question real quick. Poison ivy. My daughter's had it like 3 times this year, and
okay.
She
She's miserable. She's miserable. It's miserable.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Poison ivy is caused.
On her face mostly, and
Well, yeah, that's awful. The itching and the rash that's caused by poison ivy is initiated by a resin, like a sticky substance that's secreted by the poison ivy leaf. It's a defense mechanism for the plant. So a couple things you want to do. Once the resin is on the skin, the last thing you ever want to do is wash it or spread it or itch it or scratch in any way, because then it just kind of travels all over your body, especially if you get it on your face. That could be really miserable. So you got to it's easier said than done, of course, but you got to resist the urge to scratch, and don't try to wash it off with water or with soap, because that's going to spread it. If you want to get rid of it, use acetone, alcohol, or even kerosene or turpentine. As toxic as that stuff is, it will dissolve the poison ivy resin. Some kind of solvent, and it usually has to be a nasty solvent. Alcohol might work. And the best solvent is going to be acetone, if you can find that, but that's not really great for your skin. And certainly turpentine or kerosene or even gasoline, that kind of stuff is awful for your skin. It's awful for your health. It's awful for everything, but it does dissolve the poison ivy resin. I'm not advocating it, but I'm just telling you that is one of the effects it will have. In lieu of that, use zinc oxide to keep the itching down. Get yourself that's what we were talking about earlier in the program, calamine lotion, which is not zinc oxide, it's actually zinc silicate. That can also help. Between zinc oxide and zinc silicate or calamine lotion, those are your 2 best non-toxic topical strategies. You can also use something called Benacort, which is a drug, so it's got a little toxicity, not a lot, but a little bit. You get that at a drugstore. Benacort stands for Benadryl and cortisone, and it's a combination of Benadryl, which has an antihistamine property, and cortisone, which has an immune suppressant property, both of which will relieve the itching and the rash, but they are drugs, so you got to be careful. So if you want to dissolve it, use acetone or some kind of petrolatum solvent, petroleum-based solvent. You can use mineral oil too, by the way. That's not quite as toxic as gasoline or kerosene. That might work. In fact, any oil. Now that I think about
bleach?
Well, no, I wouldn't use bleach because it's not a toxicity. Bleach is more for killing things. This is a resin, sticky resin. Bleach may have a little bit of a solvent effect, but it's just as bad for your skin as these other solvents I was talking about. Solvency, dissolving things is a dangerous strategy. But if your kid is absolutely miserable, you got to wait, to take the better of 2 evils, the lesser of 2 evils, and that's a decision you'll have to make. Personally, I would be using some kind of oil like mineral oil, and then zinc oxide or calamine lotion. Okay?
All right.
Thank you, buddy. Be good. Have a great day. Dwayne, thanks for calling. Daryl in Texas. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Daryl, going once, going twice. Daryl, where are you, man? Hey, Daryl.
It's Gerald. I'm in Austin, Texas.
I'm sorry. Okay, Gerald. Yes, sir. What's up, Gerald?
I was calling just to tell you real quick. I've struggled with heavy drinking throughout my life, and I'm 42. I pretty much getting sober in 2011. I developed type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
And for the first 6 months, I controlled it real well with insulin and a blood sugar meter and lots of exercise. I do construction, and but then I quit that in 6 months, and for the next 6 months, I completely controlled it with Beyond Tangy Tangerine, exercise, and I've done a lot of cleansing throughout my life, a lot of raw cleanses and just stuff like that. And so, but here's my real question: I don't drink anymore at all now, and I doing the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, bentophyamine, Sweet Ease, extra chromium.
I'm going to run out of time here. Tell me how I can help you.
Okay. The thing is, it's affected my vision. I want to know how I can really heal my vision.
Okay. So your diabetes is not under control. That's the problem. It's affecting your vision. Yeah. And that is one of the first things that will happen because the blood vessels in the eyes are very, very tiny. And diabetes, one of the major effects of diabetes is destruction of blood vessels, especially tiny ones. That's why diabetes is a leading cause of blindness. So your diabetes is not under control. It's very good that you're on the Sweeties and benfotiamine and all these other supplements. That's awesome. And you also want to throw in some zinc for sure. But as long as you're putting things in the body that spike your blood sugar, you're going to be sort of like bailing water out of a leaky boat. The supplements are like bailing water, but as long as you have a leak in the boat, you're not going anywhere. You may not be sinking, but you're not going to be going anywhere. So we got to take care of the leak, and the leak is the food. So focus on the foods you're eating, and also focus on the integrity of the intestine, the digestive tract, the strength, and the barrier properties of the digestive tract. The more broken down your digestive tract is, and which occurs over time, the more likely sugar is going to be to get into the blood and mess things up. So first and foremost, you want to eliminate any foods that spike blood sugar, and that includes oatmeal and cereal and rice and potatoes and sweet potatoes. I had a gal on a couple weeks ago, and she said she didn't eat any sugar, but she only ate sweet potatoes. So you gotta kind of zoom into where the problems are when it comes to your eating behaviors, because sometimes they're hidden. Sometimes we think a food is good, but it turns into sugar and it'll mess up our diabetes. Not that there's great things in sweet potatoes. I'm not saying to avoid them entirely, but you want to be respectful of the kind of foods you're eating that spike blood sugar. Here's the key, and I'll tell you in a second how you can use some digestive strategies, but here's the key to diabetes. It's an eating disorder, people. I'm not just talking to Gerald. I'm talking to everybody out there. It's voluntary. Diabetes is voluntary. Is this bad news? Am I being mean to you guys? No. It's good news. It's great news, because it means we're in control. Nobody has diabetes. You have to be diabetes-ing. It's a verb. Does that make sense, Gerald? It's something you do over and over again.
Yeah.
It's not like you have diabetes. It's something that you're doing. You don't have running. You're running. It's a verb. So how do you eliminate running? You stop running. How do you eliminate diabetesing? You stop diabetesing. That means spiking your blood sugar and your insulin with food. Stay off of those kinds of foods. If you're having a problem, and a lot of us are having problems weaning ourselves off of those kinds of foods, use more protein, use more fat, especially coconut oil or any kind of good fat. Butter is also a good fat. Use more spices, especially cinnamon. You can also use herbs. There's a wonderful herb called fenugreek, which has great anti-diabetic properties. Use your fucoidan Z and Z radical, which also has digestive health benefits, and it also has benefits for blood sugar, and also support digestive health and wellness with the Biolumin Nightly Essence, which can also be helpful for blood sugar. So use some more supplementation. Don't forget the zinc, by the way, 50 milligrams of zinc, and focus on problem foods is most important, foods that spike your blood sugar. I want to get one more phone call in, bro. I hope I helped you, Gerald. I'm going to move on, okay? Thank you so much, man. Mario, Paisan, I was going to get you, but we're out of time, and I apologize. Call me back tomorrow, Mario. I'll get you first up. And if we left you on hold, I apologize. Call back tomorrow. Tell our call screener that you were on hold and didn't get on, and we'll get you first up tomorrow on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue talking about zinc and prostate health and vitamin C, and we'll tell you about the link between vitamin C and zinc and prostaglandins. There's a very important connection there. Prostaglandin deficiency, of course, is associated with all kinds of degenerative diseases, especially autoimmunity. If you're in Olean, New York, or in upstate New York, I should say, please come by the Century Manor Grill House, Tuesday, October 21st, 7 to 9 p.m. Call Jonathan Smith, 646-258-0148. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, folks. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.